Here we go, folks. So we already looked at this truck in a previous video. It's been some time, so waiting on parts, oddly enough. We don't have the cruise control switches, but I do have the solenoid and the wiring harness in case we need it. I've gone through, I've unplugged what I think needs to be unplugged. The intake is loose. I wanted to keep you guys here for the money shot. I think I've got everything off from it that needs to come off from it. Unless there's something in the back. Yep, there is. Stand by. Unless I forgot something. What in the world? Oh, there's some kind of wiring harness clip back there. Let me get a tool and get that wiring harness done. We'll slide this out for the money shot. I think I got it now. Okay, let's go with the element of surprise again. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Anything holding us back now? Forgot these have a intake tuning valve on the back of the intake. Whoa, come on, you mother lover. Oh boy. How's that for an element of surprise? So yeah, they got that little valve on the back with a red lock. There it is, boys. I don't know what we don't know right now. We don't know yet if it's a mouse problem. This is our suspect solenoid right here. Let me get a vacuum before we drop some of this down anything, because we have a suspicion that it's either in the harness or the actual solenoid's bad. Remember, we made our test back here initially. I unplugged it because I thought that was hooked to the intake for some silly reason. We made our test there. We know we had control from the computer, but we didn't know if the harness was chewed up or the solenoid is bad. So let's get a vacuum, give a little sucky, get the junk out of here, and then we will see what's up. Definitely a mouse nest, but I don't think we're gonna find a chewed up wire unless it's underneath this little guy. But let's plug off these ports. This old girl is an oil burner. Holy smokes. Oil burner. Hemi Dodge Ram. Imagine that. We're just gonna use the quicker, thicker picker upper. Not a sponsor. And chances are they're not even Bounty. They're whatever the Dollar General sells. Also not a sponsor. There's that. We'll just stuff them down the holes. Keeps us from dropping big chunks of stuff down in there. Keeps the YouTube comments from going crazy. I find if you don't tape off an intake port or plug an intake port, the show stops there. Get the diaper up. There's that little guy. Hi, little guy. We do have this harness. Wow, dude, that thing is cooked. Cooked like a cookie. Holy crap, holy. Yeah, she's pretty crusty. We will probably change it just because. Because we're in there. People really like to do that. I'm not an advocate of just because you're in there, but as crusty as this is, just from being down here, having gone full nuclear, we're going to take and unplug these solenoids, and then we're going to check the number 1 solenoid. That is the one that we did not have control of, which is this one right here that I'm meddling with right now. We'll take and unplug it. Connector doesn't look green and crusty. I'll get these other ones unplugged here. I don't know what you guys can see up there. Probably not a lot. That's okay. The price is right. There we are. Looks like black and brown with white. They should all have a common, which I believe is black. Yeah, so black must be the common ground source, and if I remember correctly, they were power side switched. So what we could do is we could just do a continuity check on this little fella. We'll see if this is good, and then we can use it to check the resistance of our solenoid. Good thing we had that in there. I just saw something fall in there. Piece of this plastic. Let's do that. Let's grab our ohm meter. Stand by. Stand by. We'll do it all right. We'll do it all right in one cut. Not a good way to check wire integrity by any stretch of the imagination. The ohm meter is perhaps the worst tool on the planet. Do we got any needles? Hey, we got one needle in our hat. Very gingerly front probe, but let's go grab another needle. Stand by. All right, got one right here on the toolbox. We got a second needle. We are probed in the black wire, so we're going to find the black wire here. Looks like bottom row, maybe pin 6, I guess it would be. Pin 6. We're going to stick our ohm meter there and our ohm meter here. We're going to check for continuity. If I can hold my fingers still here. 0.2 ohmage, and then brown with white looks like to be pin numero uno. We'll move this one over to brown. Downtown brown. We'll hold that there, and we'll hold this here. I don't suspect it's broken, and it is not. 0.3 ohms. Okay. All right, there, Rocco. Let's take our needles out here. Stick them in your hat so you don't lose them. We will plug this in to a known good. Well, suspect good. Number 4, I believe it is. We'll grab our needles. Go one with brown with white. Grab our other needle. We'll go with the black one. Number 6, pin 1 and pin 6. Let's see what this resistance is. Probably around 20. Nope, 9.3 ohms on a known good. We'll unplug this. Except I clicked in the red lock on accident. And we'll come over here to number 1. This is the one that had the circuit code, if you remember correctly. Of course, we've been down here fiddling, so it could have fixed itself. Let's see what our resistance is. I suspect high or open. And it is completely open. No resistance at all. well, extremely high resistance, we'll say. Infinitely high. We've been there before. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so there's no more further testing. The solenoid is bad. The harness is technically good. Being that it's hard and crusty and relatively inexpensive, we're going to need to change it anyways, just because we're in here. However, we are not going to do all of the solenoids just because we are in here. This is a relatively easy intake manifold to take off. Let's say perhaps this was you know, a 2-hour job to get the intake off, or a 3-hour job, something more than what it actually is. I would suggest to my customer at that point we could change the solenoids, but being this intake manifold is very easy to take off, I would not suggest to my customer that we just go winging parts at it. I'm gonna break up some of this crud, aka mouse turds. And then we're gonna vacuum that out, and then we're gonna see about getting that solenoid out, hopefully without casualties. We're gonna get our needles back here. Let's go get our parts from our local Chrysler dealer and make sure they send us the right stuff. We'll get after it, boys. Well, there it is. Can you guys see down here? I think so. I can't see in the little viewfinder. Imagine a guy taking a bolt out of an engine block. In case you can't see it, I'll give you a commentary where you can visualize it. Oh boy, mother. Yeah, wishful thinking. Here we are. This is all the way from the US of A, wherever that is. It says made in United States, South Maine. South Maine. Here's what the solenoid looks like that we're going for. Okay, we need to get a pair of pliers. We need to get aggressive. We have our German Kniepex pliers. If that enunciation is not correct, the pronunciation police will be in the comment section. Trust me. Let's see here. Grab it like that. Come on, baby. Wow. Not real good at pulling out here. No wonder this guy ended up with so many kids. Let's see here. Maybe we can give it a little. However, we can't get underneath it. So let's go like this. We get under it there. Let's go go like this. Come on, baby. Oh, sugar. I just heard the infamous crunch. Not the good kind either. We might be up underneath that. Just enough. You wanna play? Nope, you don't. Mother friggity frig hole. This is when you hate your life. Stupid car. Everybody's like, oh, be a mechanic. It'll be fun. Mechanics are great. You get stupid crap like this. Stupid cars. Oh, I hate stupid cars. Because they're stupid. Might have to turn off the camera here and swear for a little while. Mostly plastic that's stuck back down in there, but goes into 3 different bores. I was hoping in my dreams that this was going to be nice and smooth. Yet, here we are. So, here's part of our solenoid. Not as rusty as I thought it was going to be. I figured it'd be all swelled up. Alright, enough dilly-dallying. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do now. I think this is just gonna yank the center out. We're giving it the old screw down the middle routine. Yep. Okay, got that piece out. Let me see if I can't I think this is not going to function either. Yeah, because the center of it turns. I was hoping to get enough bite on it to... Well, we may have to do it the old Johnny Cash way, one piece at a time. Let's have a look at this one again. See how much room we got to drill on the outside into the plastic. Not much. Let's try, let's see if this is sitting in there like this. Let me just see my best spot to drill to get into the plastic without releasing a bunch of junk. Let's see if that's like that. All right, we're gonna try to drill off to the side there enough to get our slide hammer in it. See if we can't just start knocking on it to get the thing to crack loose here a little bit. Let me get a drill, see what we can do. All right, that's plastic shaving, so that's good. It's either gonna work or we're gonna make a hell of a mess. I'm assuming it's not going to work. See if we can get a good bite on it here. Boy, I see a little rust dust flying, so that's good. Oh, you want to play nice, huh? So it is wiggling in the bore. I'm just trying. Ooh, yeah, spin it around. Uh-oh. I don't want it to yank right out of there. Okay there, mister. You're getting your wish. We got her right up by the edge. We're gonna get the vacuum. We want to suck up some of the jiggly bits here before we pull out all the way. Boy, this is getting intense, huh, boys? Intense. Oh, the climax. There it is. We are out fully, completely intact. My plan of drilling through that boss worked out like a boss, because I didn't want to drill over here on the side because it looks like there's some springs and some other metal particles inside the solenoid here. That's why I referenced the new one. Wow, coming in clutch. Usually don't brag, but that worked out pretty well. So the problem is that we need to plug up the hole. Everything looks good there because we need, what happens is there's a rust ring that forms around the top. Okay, so these solenoids breaking off upon removal are pretty common, unfortunately. We're gonna rip down Mr. Hanky here because we need to plug up the hole. We need to seal it off nice. We need to be able to get that back out. So pack her with some gauze. Okay, now we need to clean off the top half here. There is an oil passage there. You're gonna have to get past it, okay? I don't know what else to tell you. We do the best we can. I'm gonna pause the camera here for a moment. I'm gonna clean this rust ring off, because if I show this on camera, everybody will go bananas. Use your imagination, get the rust ring cleaned off. Don't contaminate any of the oil or get any oil down in here, dirt, dust. You just gotta do the best you can. I'm gonna start up the vacuum. I'm gonna stick it next to it. Use a little piece of emery cloth, and I'm gonna go through and give it the old polish. I moved the camera about 15 times here trying to get you guys in an optimal viewing angle, but it ain't happening. You're gonna have to live with a half a hole. Imagine a full-size hole down there. Here's our solenoid. Now she's already slippery, so we're going to try to just slide it right in. It's already lubricated. We may not need any more. Okay, see it slid in. I thought we were going to need some CEL glide, but I don't believe so. It does feel, let me just make sure. I want to make sure we're bottomed out. Wiggle, wiggle. Bow, bow, bow. Yes, sir. That's all the way down. Take our bolt. Hopefully you guys can kind of see. I apologize for the crappy video. My nickname was not Steven Spielberg back in school. They called me a lot of other things, but that was not one of them. Wow. I can't even run a flashlight. You trust them to work on your car. All the way from the South United States and Mexico, we have the wiring harness. The Southern U.S., what I call it. To our north, we have our Northern U.S., some people call it Canada. Let's see. We're gonna come around here. We got this one. Now this one they had wiggled underneath this actuator here. So we're gonna wiggle that all the way back under. We will plug it up. Oh, red lock's already in. We'll plug in this little guy. Yeah. Okay. There's that. We'll plug in the red connector on it. Flip this one around down. Plug it up. Did this go under or over? I guess it doesn't matter. Does it matter? That one's gonna go, that's gonna probably go down in there. Dang, alternator keeps shocking me on the sensitive part of my skin. I should unhook the battery. Or maybe not be so sensitive. Keep getting the old tingle. Gives me the old tingler. Okay, there's that. Now, we should be able to do our ohmage check on everything except the blue wire. Well, the blue wire runs this solenoid. Let's grab our ohm meter. All right. We're rolling live all in one cut, mostly because I don't want to touch the camera because it's just teeter-tottering up there at this moment. I don't know if you guys can see that. If not, I will holler out the numbers to you. Pin number 6 is our common, that's our black wire. And we will zippy zap right down them all. Now next to the black is the blue, which is this solenoid up here. Okay, here we go. They should all be very similar. We're going back into pin number 1. This is our brand new, it's freaking alternator keeps biting me. This is our brand new solenoid at 9.4. The next one 9.3, the next one, 9.5, the last one, 9.3, and then the solenoid here with the blue and black wire, 7.9. Huzzah! They all share the same common ground, and our power side switched from the PCM. They all have good connection. The show is over. It is finished. I'm gonna get the heads cleaned up here, get the gasket swapped over on the intake, do whatever we have to do there, get the diaper stuck back on there, that way the mouse has something to make a new nest out of, you know, and that's it. And then we'll get the scan tool, we'll click them on and off. I think in the first video we could hear them clicking. We also diagnosed the speed control, which that set of buttons I thought they had in stock, but they didn't, or they were for another customer or something like that, so they showed up in their inventory. They're on a national back order, as they like to say, due to COVID-19 and unprecedented circumstances. There's inventory shortages, chips, fill in the blank, put in whatever trigger word you want there. That's why they're on back order. So the customer has to wait for those, but let me get this together. We'll see if she makes clicking noises. We're all back together. I cleared the codes out. The 3401 was the code we were after. So we're gonna go with cylinder 4 deactivation. We don't need data stream because if I remember correctly, we could hear it. Oh, it's very, very subtle. That's right. Wasn't number 4 quite subtle? Let's try number 7. Boy, you can't hardly hear that sucker. I wonder, well, let's just try number 1. That's our new one. See if we can hear that one. Number 4 was really subtle. Boy, I can just barely, it's very, very subtle. We probably won't be able to pick it up with the camera. You can just it's very, very faint. So that's interesting, and I wonder if it's because the engine's stone cold. Last time we did it, the engine was hot, so perhaps I'll warm it up and we'll just double check that, so that way there we don't have the trust issues. We shouldn't have any codes. I'll reread them here just to be sure. And correct, we do not have any. Let me let it warm up a little bit. Now that it's warmed up a little bit, we'll see. Alright, so you guys can hear that one clicking on and off. They're quite a bit louder now that it's warmed up. And then I think we should be able to hear the number 1. Well, we'll do the number 7. That should be on this side too. We'll come down here. So you guys can hear that. Hopefully you can hear that one clicking on and off. We'll try the number 1. See if we can hear that one. Hopefully you guys can hear that. The throttle body is quite loud. I guess we could unplug it. We would just get codes for that. But I can hear them clear now that it's warmed up. So we heard 1, 4, 7. Not really worried about the other one. We didn't generate any codes. If there was a circuit code, it would have came right back. So, all right, that's it. We're done with this one. And we'll leave it at that, folks. Pretty easy. Tops of these break off, pretty common. Make sure you have the ability to get the broken piece out. Perhaps on trucks that are not from the salt belt that doesn't happen, but here it's pretty common to have that rust ring around the top of the hole. I don't know what you guys could see. Pretty just poor camera operation at best. But at the end of the day, I got to get the trucks fixed for realsy, because this is a real customer in real life and he really wants to struck that. So we got to get that done. Probably won't show the push buttons on the steering wheel. That's kind of silly. They're not too difficult to change. I think we've done videos on these Hemis in the past, pulling intake manifolds. Super easy to get the intake off. You just basically unbolt it, unhook the wires. You know, there's nothing real tough there. So that's it. We can hear them click. They work. We changed the harness just because, didn't necessarily need it, but it was getting hard and crispy, and just didn't want it to burn through a new one or through the old one and then have to do it again. But change all the solenoids if you want. Do that. Do whatever you want. But I do know I want you to go in that comment section. Do whatever you want down there. Questions, comments, Insta, the Facebook. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.